Il était brun, le teint basané, le regard timide, les mains toutes abîmées. Il taillait la pierre, fils d'ouvrier. Il en était fier, mais pourquoi vous riez? Non, ne le jugez pas, vous qui ne connaissez pas les vertiges et la peur. Vous êtes faussement heureux, vous troquez vos valeurs. Lui, il est tout mon monde, et bien plus que ça. Seul je crie son nom quand vient le désarroi. Et puis tout s'effondre quand il n'est plus là. J'aimerais tellement lui dire, mais je n'ose pas. Lui qui me fait tourner dans le vide, vide, tourner dans le vide, vide, tourner dans le vide. Il m'a fait tourner dans le vide, 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 tourner, tourner dans le vide, tourner dans le vide. Il m'a fait tourner. Qui peut bien me dire ce qui est arrivé? Depuis qu'il est parti, je n'ai pu me relever. Ce n'est plus qu'un souvenir, une larme du passé, coincée dans mes yeux, qui ne veut plus s'en aller. Oh non, n'oublie pas, vous qui ne connaissez pas les vertiges et la douleur. Ils sont superficiels, ils ignorent tout du cœur. Lui, c'était tout mon monde, et bien plus que ça. J'espère le revoir là-bas dans l'au-delà. Aidez-moi, tout s'effondre, puisqu'il n'est plus là. Si tu montes de l'amour, mon beau soldat, que tu me fais tourner dans le vide, vide, tourner dans le vide, vide, tourner dans le vide. Tu m'as fait tourner dans le vide, 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 tourner, tourner dans le vide, tourner dans le vide. Il m'a fait tourner.
Two-stepping, basket in bottles. No clothes, just paintings a marvel. Your tongue could write us some novels. I don't mind. Side notes that I got a lot of. New flicks you left in my iPhone. Lipstick still here when you're not home. I don't mind. Baby, tell me what's the word. Your ex-man, I could put him on a shirt. I mean, you're too bad, just let the candle burn. We too hot, just be careful in my heart. Just sit a while and vibe with me. The golden gates to your love I see. It's written in the sky, you see. The stars align every time I see ya. Two-stepping, basket in bottles. No clothes, just paintings a marvel. Your tongue can write us some novels. I don't mind. Yeah, side notes that I got a lot of. New flicks you left in my iPhone. Lipstick still here when you're not home. I don't mind. I think I need another round of your love before I'm back in the ground. I mean, it's too bad I only met you now. Oh well, guess we lost it till we found. Oh baby, won't you bother me? Cause I've been on my own for way too long. Got you a monopoly, cause you own all this space inside my heart. You know my heart. You know my two-stepping, basket in bottles. tongue could write us some novels, I don't mind. Yeah, side notes that I got a lot of. No flakes you left in my phone. Lipstick still here when you're not home, I don't mind.
C'était un triste soir, comme il y en a par milliers, quand cet homme est venu me voir pour parler. Et même s'il était tard, qu'on m'attendait pour dîner, je savais que c'était lui que j'attendais. Je l'ai vu sourire, j'ai vu ses yeux me dire, noyé dans un soupir, reste à mes côtés. J'ai pu sentir son cœur.
Violon Zero exclusive. Violon Zero exclusive. Violon Zero exclusive. Violon Zero exclusive.
is the Fed.
So what is the...
All I feel cannot describe what's going on in my life. The shame I feel is far too real. It's getting harder to conceal. When I'm alone, I close my eyes. Imagine you right by my side. My vision fades, it's getting dark. I'm the skin you left to mark. Took my heart like a hit and run.
Off-white ghost go. I get in my bag, don't get close. All these visions in my head won't let go, won't let go. Hey, I get out my headshot, pulling up with red dots. Loaded up and like the kids, I'm done. Yeah, right before the demons come.
Now I've got my shotgun.
Won't let go. Hey, I get on my headshot, pulling up with red dots. Loaded up and like the kids, I'm done. Yeah, right before the demons come.
Now I've got my shotgun.
What's happening, guys? Let me know if you can hear me. This was platform. Let me know if you can hear me. We stop the music. Tell me if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me, someone. Alright, there we go. Sorry, I'm still trying to figure this. Got new software trying to work on. Let me know if you can hear me. Sweet. And if I put the background music on again and speak like this, can you hear me? I put it softer. Can you hear me through the music? Can you hear me through the music though? If I speak down. What's my name? Can you hear me? Sound. Open the music. Good job. You can hear me over the music. Yeah, I don't know why I thought I really like the page that writes earlier. No.
Shotgun on my hip, I'm gone. On the run in that off-white ghost go. I get in my bag, don't get close. All these visions in my head won't let go, won't let go. Hey, I get out my headshot, pulling up with red dots. Loaded up and like the kids, I'm done. Yeah, right before the demons come. Now I've got my shotgun.
Sorry, but you're not the one. Took my heart like a hit and run. Now I've got my shotgun. Took my heart like a hit and run. Sorry, but you're not the one. Took my heart like a hit and run. Now I've got my shotgun.
10 past midnight, I'm on the run from the blue and red lights. I'm on the creek down, I'm moving the moonlight. I gotta get these demons off my mind. Won't let go. Hey, I get on my head shot, pulling up with red dots. Loaded up and like the kids, I'm done. Yeah, right before the demons come.
Now I've got my shotgun.
Yo, it's starting to storm, yeah. Okay, sorry guys, the big interest rate decisions only 998 at the moment. Hanging around, we'll see some action a little bit later. If we look on the day, we are quite extended. Very, very dangerous to hold on this bullish. So if we go down lower, look for areas of there's that on a lower time. But we've got the sea line below that 4 hour low. Depends. Could even up here.
Shattered heart, I've been scattered all around.
Peter John, what's happening? Boy. Just catch up this week. Thank you about that. I think you probably got the storm about me as well. Yeah. No, okay. So I'll take out the open the trade from in. So, yeah. And very short. And we just run. I have taken out of the shape. Telling the background down. Anyways, I have taken this straight here. And I'm actually looking at the week. I'll be back. Okay, what's happening? Tommy, can you hear me now? Still not good on you have music on right now. It could be
Okay, let's try that. Can you hear me? Let's put the audio off first, quickly. Can you hear me through the mic? There's a massive storm here now. Of all nights I choose to stream, is literally hailing here by me now. Okay, that's perfect. You guys probably can't hear background music now though, hey? I'm gonna put it on. Let me know if you can hear me and the background music and if the volume's up. Sorry guys, I'll save these settings. You're helping me here. Yeah, it's this coming your way, bud. It's coming to both of you. I'm getting slammed outside. Cool, thank you. Okay, I'll shop. I think we can have a little bit of fun, whoever's here. Peter John, I haven't seen you in a minute, bud. I hope you haven't been overtrading. I've got a little something for you, by the way. Okay, cool. Let's have a look here. Can you can you not hear the music? Mm, mm, I'm just trying to see now. Okay, so you can't hear the music.
You will always be my inspiration. No one makes me feel the sensation. Don't play hard to get my temptation. Got to have you now. I've been waiting for long, girl. Need to let you know that I wanna make you more
Is that
so
shot? Can you hear me and the music? Is it like good volume? Because I'm gonna save these settings in a second. And I'll remember to use my mic or my headset. Music too loud. Bit softer. Bit softer. I'll keep talking so you can hear the music and my voice together and tell me what's what. So my mic's full. I literally just need to play around with the desktop audio. What does you 30% mean? Music 70. Okay, I got you. Let's have a look. It's so weird. 50-50. Look, I can turn the background music off, but you're gonna get bored. So at least we can play some tunes, and when the volume comes in, I'll play a sick track for you. We'll take a trade. Am I 60 or am I 40? As long as you can hear me and the music's not over me, I'd rather put a little bit of music than nothing, because you're gonna get very bored listening to my voice. Okay? How's that sound now? Okay, so just tell me, music needs to go softer or louder? I'm getting mixed in the messages. Okay. So you can't hear the music? More music. Okay. Tell me, how does that sound? As long as you can hear me.
What was it when I put my headset on? You couldn't hear the music anymore. Okay.
That's so funny. Sorry, man. I've been trying to figure out the software. It's a little bit complicated. I'm not really clued up in this shit. So it's all self-taught. I'm gonna put the music up. That's 2 thumbs. I haven't changed it. How's that now? Yeah, so I got taken out this trade that we sent earlier on the group, but you know what, these aren't really the trades you want to get involved in, so it's against the trend, and the second we didn't get that continuation after that first move, especially on nights like this with the Fed, it's often that it would be a build up towards the main event for the day. That's on the economic calendar, that is. I'm going to bring that up here now so you can just have a look what I'm talking about. This is where I get the economic calendar. If you go on investing.com, you can make calendar.
Like my nigga Mo. Check West, I ain't a motherfucking joke. Steph West,
Okay.
stay with the fucking pole.
Thanks for letting me know. I'll put the music a bit softer. How does that? But sorry, if my music offends you, just let me know. I'll change it, okay? I don't want to offend anyone. Even though offense is a choice. Sure. Cool, 22 minutes until the interest rate decision. So that's the current rate. They forecast 4.75, so that's 25 basis points off the previous. So if it comes out with the 25 basis point cut, it's most likely been priced into the market already, because it's common knowledge or public knowledge. anything that varies with the forecasted amount, we're going to see the market get pretty choppy. Reduce music 10%. We'll get it right. As soon as it's right, you let me know, and I'm going to save these settings, okay? Cool, better. I'm glad. Thank you. Okay, so this is where I'm going to come and check the decision in 21 minutes. Any pullbacks here now are beautiful because look, the stock market's going to continue to make new highs. I think we're going to be pretty high up from here come Christmas. Unless there's some major catalyst, but yeah, the rate things are going. I think we're looking good. Let's go to a higher time frame quick. These are all going to be hot areas that we will see. So yesterday we had about a 13,000 pip move to the upside, 15,500 pips, which is insane. Volume, mic, music. Music's not louder than me, can you hear me? Just double checking again, and then I'm going to save these settings. Shop. Play some other tunes. Okay, let's see, how long do we have?
Trying to be what I'm destined to be, and niggas trying to take my life away. I put a hole in a nigga for fucking with me. My back on the wall, now you gon' see. Better watch.
So remember guys, the market moves off liquidity. Liquidity is the fuel in the market. And resting liquidity can be in various places. So your double tops, your double bottoms, or you might know it as support, resistance, triple tops, triple bottoms, trend line liquidity, previous day's high, previous day's low, last week's high, last week's low, last month's high, last month's low, Asia low, Asia high. Here's like an example, yeah. there would have been resting liquidity on a lower time frame. Again, I think we're going to see some big reactions here. So yeah, I didn't have the patience for this one today. I got taken out of this trade break even. This was, so there's the NYSE open, was that candle that tapped in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours for, what's it, 1,000 pips on the Fed night. If you were quick enough to take something, that's good, but I mean, I was actually targeting this area. Nothing wrong. We're gonna have plenty more setups. So we could see something like this. I just want to show you now. We're quite extended after the elections, right? There's liquidity line below this 4-hour low, as well as inefficiency. There's inefficient price action all the way here. So whether it gets filled tonight or next week or next year, we don't know. So we only react to price. There's a number of things that could happen if it didn't go and fill it. So I mean, price could do something like that, and we enter. Remember, after a major distribution, we should technically enter a phase 1 accumulation. We could manipulate that top side liquidity to come down, distribute to the downside, to reaccumulate, to manipulate again, to distribute to make new highs. So there's a number of different scenarios that could happen with the stock market. It could even, literally just carry on doing something like this. This can be filled next year even. It's not to say it has to be tonight, you know. I think there's a very little chance we'll see a big move to the downside this evening. I think if they're going to cut the rates, if it's the forecasted amount, it might be tricky because that should have been priced in. But let's say they come with the 50 basis point hike, we could see any sort of reaction after liquidity gets taken. So I mean, we've got an area here that's untested. We've got a little range forming here from this afternoon. So this could be our accumulation. We could see a manipulation into taking liquidity, followed by distribution to take the Asia and London high liquidity. So that's also something we could see. You're welcome to fire away with some questions. I didn't really plan to do any sort of teaching tonight. I've got JR and I've worked on some material for you guys that will be out soon. The content page is looking pretty hectic. I think it would make you quite excited, especially if you're starting out to trade. Lots of value there. Okay, we got less than 15 minutes. And then it's half an hour to the press conference. So if you want to go sleep tight.
shotgun.
It's a shotgun on my hip, I'm gone. On the run in that off-white ghost go. I get in my bag, don't get close. All these visions in my head won't let go, won't let go. Hey, I get out my headshot, pulling up with red dots. Loaded up and like the kids, I'm done. Yeah, right before the demons come.
Now I've got my shotgun. Took my heart like a hit and run. Sorry, but you're not the one. Took my heart like a hit and run. Now I've got my shotgun. Took my heart like a hit and run. Sorry, but you're not.
Look at Nasdaq today. JR.
Now I've got my shotgun.
Very clean. Also in all-time high territory. Oh, very nice.
I'm on the creek down, I'm moving the moonlight. I gotta get these demons off my mind.
I'm just gonna clear my charts, guys. That's all I want to see.
Won't let go. Hey, I get on my headshot, pulling up with red dots. Loaded up and like the kids, I'm done. Yeah, right before the demons come.
Now I've got my shotgun.
If we get a 50 basis point rate cut and the market had to sell off anywhere between 3 or 3,500 pips, I'll probably load up my account and rip a trade with you guys tonight. When Powell comes to the table at 9:30 in the press conference, because I think that initial move will be a fake move just to go and grab liquidity. There is no reason for the stock market to be selling off other than for minor pullbacks. Especially now that the elections are done, NFP's done. I think we've got CPI still coming up. I think that's next week. Let's have a look. November 13th. Okay, we got about 5 minutes. Trump already paid us, my friend. But thank you, I'll happily accept. Maybe I'll trade you a little Nasdaq sign. This thing's too bright. It's like I forget to speak. I'm listening to the tunes here in my headset. But let's have a look. And honestly, guys, any trade now, like before a news event like this, is just a straight up gamble. It can go either way. Um, as a reminder for those, we look for changes in character. So if price is trending in a bearish fashion, like this, we would want to see a swing point getting taken out, but with aggression. So we want to see a displacement in price. That's going to leave inefficiencies behind in the form of imbalance. Imbalance is where wicks don't meet. We then go down on a lower time frame to see the same thing take place inside that area, and that will be another confirmation for us to go long. What helps with the change of character is that it has taken out liquidity to the left hand side. So double bottoms or supports. Yesterday's low, for instance, which won't be today in this case, because we are 15,000 pips above yesterday's low. But that's on the daily time frame. On the 15 minutes, I'm looking at these points. The methodology behind it, or the thinking, is that cool, we're going to sink, grab liquidity. That sudden surge induces a lot of sellers. People have the fear of missing out. They jump on the bandwagon, start selling. Oh shit, this thing's going to drop, and then the market goes and fetches them as liquidity on the upside. This also looks a little bit suspect to me. All of that and the top. Okay, let's have a look here. Let's get this calendar up. Le Suede. I think I just realized who you are. You funny, my friend. Much love. Your YouTube's name's Liz Wade. Okay, let's see what happens. Let's have a look what it came out as. Is my data not refreshing? So this is what I'm looking at, guys. I'm just refreshing this terminal. And I'm waiting for it to give me a figure there. I swear Instagram sometimes faster than this thing. Okay, cool. There we go. 25 basis point rate cut. So that's been priced in. So I want to see the market dropping now. If it starts to fall, it gives me more confidence in buys when Powell comes to the table. I want to see liquidity getting taken first. Anywhere, yeah. I would not want to be buying right here, right now. Let's see. So we've got, if we use that AMD mindset, clean box right here. Let's go and induce some sellers. It's so easy to induce sellers. People think, yes, there's things in the stratosphere, it has to come down. Market doesn't have to do anything, do what it wants. See, I've got another tab with the press conference. I've muted it. We'll see when Powell comes to the table. So whenever the Federal Reserve announces an interest rate decision, there's always a press conference 30 minutes after, where the public and the media try and not grill, but they ask questions. No one can grill Powell. Anyone have a question or something they're not understanding or struggling with their trading? You can throw a question at me as well, JL, if you want. I also don't know everything, guys. I'm still a student of the markets. I think we will all be forever.
doing shots, tripping fast, and then we talk slow. And you come over and start up a conversation with just me, and trust me, I'll give it a chance. Now take my hand, stop it, and the man on the jukebox, and then we start to dance. And now I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead.
I see the highest I can stream is 720. Let's just check here. I don't know, it doesn't even do 1080. Anyways. So this thing's just going to continue to go sideways. It's going to induce a lot of buying and selling in this area. And POWELL's going to come and it's going to be taken to the one side. One or other way. We could also on a higher time frame range tonight, but I do think it's unlikely. When POWELL comes, there's a lot of volume. But I'm just thinking after yesterday's move, we could enter a bit of a high time frame accumulation now. But let's see, we've got 23 minutes to the press conference. Shit's usually wild. Guys, my bias is bullish. I see an accumulation. I want to see a manipulation of this accumulation or consolidation. A grab of liquidity, so I want to see this low getting taken. Or this low, it doesn't have to be both. Both is ideal. Potentially a tap into this area, and then I want to see a distribution to take London and Asia high. 2,500 pips potentially. Let's see. Ah, thank you, Wade. Listen, this shit is all new to me, bro. If you're talking about this software, we try and figure this shit out. Just adjusting that window there because I'll be able to bring up Powell when he speaks. Yes, it's a song. Let's have a look, yeah. Yeah. Ach yeah, wait, so I said to the other people that were on here earlier also is that I didn't plan to come on here and do a little lesson or teaching tonight. I'm literally just watching the rates. We've got a nice little thing we're gonna break down for everyone in the group soon. How's it been going your side, my friend? Have you been taking some trades? So ideally where I'd like to go long from. And even if it ranges tonight and we see a manipulation tomorrow, should be easy buzz. No sweet bro. Glad to hear. Yes, yesterday was a monster move. It was a bit of a treat. IFC stands for inefficiency, and that's 4 hour. So if I click there, there's imbalance in this whole area. So I need to change this song. This song is way old. Imbalance there, imbalance there, imbalance there. This was massive. This was a catalyst in the market. You're going to see something like this once every 4 years. Still stuck in this range. As soon as we can climb out of this range on one side, we'll get an idea. Okay, we got 10 minutes until Powell comes to the table. I'm gonna shake the market. I just want to see if I can bring him up here again. Wade, you still trading on Vault Markets, eh? Let's see if we can sweep liquidity here to go long. Nice brew. Let's have a look here quickly. I'm gonna push it. Okay, we got 4 minutes, 5 minutes. What tab is that, mate? I see, okay. I swear it is muted though. Yeah, I muted the sound on the YouTube tab. Oh, okay, yeah, I got you. I will do that. Thank you, Brew. This is not a trade. I still want to see a little change of character, but we could go down lower to see it happen. Okay, let's have a look. This man is coming to the table.
My colleagues and I remain squarely focused on achieving our dual mandate goals of maximum employment and stable prices for the benefit of the American people. The economy is strong overall and has made significant progress toward our goals over the past 2 years.
The labor market has cooled from its formerly overheated state and remains solid. Inflation has eased substantially from a peak of 7% to 2.1% as of September. We are committed to maintaining our economy's strength by supporting maximum employment and returning inflation to our 2% goal. Today, the FOMC decided to take another step in reducing the degree of policy restraint by lowering our policy interest rate by a 1/4 percentage point. We continue to be confident that with an appropriate recalibration of our policy stance, strength in the economy and the labor market can be maintained, with inflation moving sustainably down to 2%. We also decided to continue to reduce our securities holdings. I'll have more to say about monetary policy after briefly reviewing economic developments. Recent indicators suggest that economic activity has continued to expand at a solid pace. GDP rose at an annual rate of 2.8% in the third quarter, about the same pace as in the second quarter. Growth of consumer spending has remained resilient, and investment in equipment and intangibles has strengthened. In contrast, activity in the housing sector has been weak. Overall, improving supply conditions have supported the strong performance of the U.S. economy over the past year. In the labor market, conditions remain solid. Payroll job gains have slowed from earlier in the year, averaging 104,000 per month over the past 3 months. This figure would have been somewhat higher were it not for the effects of labor strikes and hurricanes on employment in October. Regarding the hurricanes, let me extend our sympathies to all the families, businesses, and communities who have been harmed by these devastating storms. The unemployment rate is notably higher than it was a year ago, but it has edged down over the past 3 months and remains low at 4.1% in October. Nominal wage growth has eased over the past year, and the jobs-to-workers gap has narrowed. Overall, a broad set of indicators suggests that conditions in the labor market are now less tight than just before the pandemic in 2019. The labor market is not a source of significant inflationary pressures. Inflation has eased significantly over the past 2 years. Total PCE prices rose 2.1% over the 12 months ending in September, excluding the volatile food and energy categories. Core PCE prices rose 2.7%. Overall, inflation has moved much closer to our 2% longer run goal, but core inflation remains somewhat elevated. Longer-term inflation expectations appear to remain well anchored, as reflected in a broad range of surveys of households, businesses, and forecasters, as well as measures from financial markets. Our monetary policy actions are guided by our dual mandate to promote maximum employment and stable prices for the American people. We see the risks to achieving our employment and inflation goals as being roughly in balance, and we're attentive to the risks to both sides of our mandate. At today's meeting, the committee decided to lower the target range for the federal funds rate by a 1/4 percentage point to 4.5% to 4.75%. This further recalibration of our policy stance will help maintain the strength of the economy and the labor market, and will continue to enable further progress on inflation as we move toward a more neutral stance over time. We know that reducing policy restraint too quickly could hinder progress on inflation. At the same time, reducing policy restraint too slowly could unduly weaken economic activity and employment. In considering additional adjustments to the target range for the federal funds rate, the committee will carefully assess incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks. We are not on any preset course. We will continue to make our decisions meeting by meeting.
They're going to continue cutting the rate.
As the economy evolves, monetary policy will adjust in order to best promote our maximum employment and price stability goals. If the economy remains strong and inflation is not sustainably moving toward 2%, we can dial back policy restraint more slowly. If the labor market were to weaken unexpectedly, or inflation were to fall more quickly than anticipated, we can move more quickly. Policy is well positioned to deal with the risks and uncertainties that we face in pursuing both sides of our dual mandate. The Fed has been assigned 2 goals for monetary policy: maximum employment and stable prices. We remain committed to supporting maximum employment, bringing inflation sustainably to our 2% goal, and keeping longer-term inflation expectations well anchored. Our success in delivering on these goals matters to all Americans. We understand that our actions affect communities, families, and businesses across the country. Everything we do is in service to our public mission. We at the Fed will do everything we can to achieve our maximum employment and price stability goals. Thank you. I look forward to our discussion.
Yeah, very chilled one.
Thank you. Given the expectation that the election outcome will produce policies that would meaningfully impact the U.S. economy next year, how is the committee taking these proposals into account for upcoming decisions, including potentially the next one in December? And can you give us any more sense of how proactive or reactive the Fed is prepared to be to changes in economic policies with the next administration?
Sure. So let me say that in the near term, the election will have no effects on our policy decisions. As you know, many things affect the economy, and anyone who writes down forecasts in their job will tell you that the economy is quite difficult to forecast looking out past the very near term. Here, we don't know what the timing and substance of any policy changes will be. We therefore don't know what the effects on the economy would be, specifically whether and to what extent those policies would matter for the achievement of our goal variables, maximum employment and price stability. We don't guess, we don't speculate, and we don't assume. Now, just in principle, it's possible that any administration's policies or policies put in place by Congress could have economic effects that over time that would matter for our pursuit of our dual mandate goals. So we, along with countless other factors, forecasts of those economic effects would be included in our models of the economy and would be taken into account through that channel.
Nick.
Chair Powell, Nick Timros from the Wall Street Journal. Roughly 1 year ago, when the 10-year Treasury was flirting with 5% and 30-year mortgage rates were near 8%, you noted how higher borrowing costs, if they were sustained, could weigh on economic activity. Given that you've said you believe policy is restrictive and the Fed is now dialing back that restriction, are the growth risks presented by higher U.S. Treasury yields today any different from those you identified 1 year ago when inflation was still meaningfully above your target?
So I would just say this: we've watched the run up in bond rates, and it's nowhere near where it was, of course, a year ago. I guess the long bond rates are well below that level. So we're watching that. Things have been moving around, and we'll see where they settle. I think it's too early to really say where they settle. Ultimately, I'm sure we've all read these decompositions of what, and I certainly have, but it's not really our job to provide our specific decomposition. I will say, though, that it appears that the moves are not principally about higher inflation expectations. They're really about a sense of more likelihood of stronger growth and perhaps less in the way of downside risks. So that's what they're about. We do take financial conditions into account if they're persistent. And if they're material, then we'll certainly take them into account in our policy. But I would say we're not at that stage right now. It's just something that we're watching. And again, these things don't really have mainly to do with Fed policy, but to do with other factors in the economy.
If I could follow up, is the September SEP, are those rate projections still valid? Do they still seem relevant given where we are now? You get halfway through the cycle between the last set and the next set. I wouldn't want to comment one way or the other. Let's talk about the data we've gotten since the last meeting. So, in the main, the economic activity data have been stronger than expected. The NIPA revision was stronger. Certainly, the September employment report was stronger. The October report not stronger. Retail sales stronger. So overall, though, I think you take away a sense of some of the downside risks to economic activity having been diminished with the NIPA revisions in particular, and so overall feeling good about economic activity. So I think we would factor that in. At the same time, we got one inflation report, which wasn't terrible, but it was a little higher than expected. So I think really the question is December, and by December we'll have more data. I guess one more employment report, two more inflation reports, and lots of other data, and we'll make a decision as we get to December.
Gina Smilik from the New York Times. Thanks for taking our questions, Chair Powell. When it comes to December, what will you be looking at specifically as you try to make that decision? And then as of the Fed's economic projections in September, you had written down 4 quarter-point interest rate cuts in 2025. Do you still think that those are likely? Is that sort of the baseline outlook at this point, or has that shifted? And if it shifted at all, can you give a little bit of detail as to why?
I can't. We don't fill out an SEP, and I can't characterize one that wasn't filled out today. So I can't really speak for kind of exactly where the committee is. I will just say for December we're going to be, again, at every meeting we're going to be looking at the incoming data and how that affects the outlook. As you know, we're in the process of recalibrating from a fairly restrictive level at 5.33%. After today's move, we're down 75 basis points. And we're asking ourselves, is that where we need to be? That we're trying to steer between the risk of moving too quickly and perhaps undermining our progress on inflation, or moving too slowly and allowing the labor market to weaken too much. We're trying to be on a middle path where we can maintain the strength in the labor market while also enabling further progress on inflation. We think that's where we are, but that's the question we're going to be asking in September. And in other meetings. And again, I can't really update you on the committee's thinking because we don't fill out an SEP at this meeting.
Yeah, totally appreciate that. I guess when it comes to your own thinking, do you think that a full percentage point of rate cuts in 2025 is a reasonable outlook?
Again, we're going to wait and see how things come in December. I mean, it's just, I would put it this way. We're on a path to a more neutral stance. And that's very much what we're on. That has not changed at all since September.
we're just going to have to see where the data lead us. We have, a whole 6 weeks of data to look at to make that decision in December. Obviously, I'm not ruling it out or in, but I would say, I would say that.
We've got an equal double bottom there. That's not going to hold. Definitely, now we've got liquidity resting everywhere, yeah. Still holding in that range. Did we take it? So let's see here. Too risky. These guys are just chatting about the labor market, as well as inflation and the rates. So he did mention that they want to get the rates down by another about 50 basis points from where it is now, but it might be 2 separate cuts. So even if you went on a 1 minute, the change of character would technically only happen up here right now, unless we closed below here and then took this high out.
Stop us,
This man's still speaking. Guess if we don't fetch this liquidity today, I think it's deaths on the cards for tomorrow. Powell is still speaking. Still think we can push lower first. Some messy price action today. I want to see more of a manipulation. So technically the range was manipulated there, but we've created a double bottom here within this range. So again, this creates more liquidity over here. This is an inducement. So it could be a fake zone now that it's creating to induce early buys. We've got a lot of untapped areas over here. This man is extremely smart. Flip, if you take a liking to economics or politics, yes, this man is... You can just hear he knows exactly what he's talking about. So Powell's saying that they haven't called victory yet on the war against inflation, but it is steadily coming down on a bumpy path towards their 2% goal. And then they said the labor market isn't putting that much pressure on the inflation, but that's got a big influence on the economic growth and GDP. Okay, let's have a look here. If we got a massive displacement now like this, you could look for entries here, but then you're in all-time high territory, which is not a bad thing because I mean it could sneeze and go a few thousand pips. The ideal setup though for me would be to see a change of character in the manipulation phase after liquidity has been taken. So this isn't an A plus setup that I would take, especially because we're still stuck in this range. We might see some volume coming in now after Powell wraps us up.
Zero Zero exclusive. Zero exclusive.
I love trading. We're trading so boring, but I fucking love it. You know there's something wrong with your... I was gonna say, you know there's something wrong with you if you're up at 10 o'clock watching charts. Or is there? That's the question.
Zero exclusive.
He's speaking about revisions. Okay.
Zero exclusive.
Let's see what's happening here. Okay. So we have had a change of character here on the 1 minute. So
Zero exclusive.
playing this music over. Okay, cool. See some displacement. I wouldn't enter it for 1 minute, to be honest. Just 3 minutes. That's on 10. Okay. Still in the range. So what you could do is measure price from the low to the high and take it on that box. We will take 44,000. So if that was the manipulation, we'd expect a distribution now. This liquidity can always come and be collected tomorrow. This man's still talking. You should be wrapping it up now. we gonna sit in this range all night? No bottom wick on this 5 minutes. So we didn't get that liquidity grab like we were looking for after the manipulation. Again, no change of character in the manipulation phase. It's happened here in this range, but we'll see how strong it is. If Powell wraps up now, we could still see a grab, or we could just rock it from here. Need some new tracks. I think they're on to the last question. No bottom wick on this 5 minutes. see a little retail trend line holding there at the moment. Looks like we're gonna flip on itself within the next 4 minutes. These people come with some hot questions for Powell here. There you go, he's done. We're going to see the markets move now. Let's have a look. So this is where we get the target, in case you missed it earlier. So I take the low and the high of the wicks that formulated this range. That's an equal low to that one. So we use that as a low, and then that's the high, and then put it on top of the range, and that should give us a good extension target. All-time highs is here though. So let's see how long we're stuck in this range for. So if we get a date and price range, 6 hours. 6 hours, 30 minutes, and we've just broken out. Go make a bottom wick on the 5 minutes. Continue up. There's imbalance over here. Now on the 1 minute. Okay. It just wants to go. See what happened with Nasdaq. Nasdaq's been trending nicely today. Here's our distribution. Guys, I'm probably gonna hit the sack. Tomorrow's a new day. We're gonna just go for all-time highs. Okay. I'll wait to witness all-time highs quickly. So we've got remember, we're still in the New York session. We've got Asia and London high liquidity over here. We've still got this imbalance here, so we could still wick down into this area to continue going up, or just rally, also possible. So the only reason we used this demand here was because we had nothing else to really work with. So what helps identify it is displacement. So one massive push, and then to go down lower to look for areas of inefficiency. 5 minute, there was nothing to work with. 3 minute, there was a demand though. And that's why I put that one there. Sometimes you just got to work with what you have, but the lower the time frame, the less likely it is to hold, you know. Let's have a look here. Take this out here.
Control, yo. Hey, it's another
So on the 5 minute, this is all imbalance. So from this wick to that wick, and then there was a new 5 minute demand created here. But we also took liquidity here. We took resting liquidity above. We've got a small area here. Not the nicest price action.
But the rappers still respect me. They wanna know if I be last done. Bitch, even if I started flopping, that be fashion. Popping up in movies, ain't no Nazi bitches ass done. Hee, I'm bad as Michael Jackson. Hey, it's a holiday. I got hoes on hoes and they out of control, yo. Hey, it's another way. All my niggas on go and I hope that you know it.
I think I'm gonna call it, boys.
It's a holiday. I got hoes on hoes and they out of control.
That song.
I called it bad just today. You hit me with a call to your place. Ain't been out in a while anyway. Was hoping I could catch you throwing smiles in my face. Romantic talking, you don't even have to try. You're cute enough to fuck with me tonight. Looking at the table, all I see is bleeding white. Baby, you living the life, but nigga, you ain't living right. Cocaine and drinking.
So remember, every time we break structure, the last down move before the up move that breaks structure creates a demand. So I mean, after that displacement, we only had a 3 minute demand to work with for this entry. But then we broke structure again here. So this was the new one that was created. So there's a nice reaction off that demand. And now if in one candle we push right through it, then this will become an order block. This one here. I'm going to show you now. If we go right through it. So we've got this candle, a push down. If we pushed right through it like this now, that becomes an order block and we could enter another entry off that retest. But bless. Have a good evening.
Just today, you hit me with a call to your place. Ain't been hoping I could catch you throwing smiles in my face. Romantic talking, you don't even have to try.
Have a lucky evening, guys.